This might be an OnlyFans appearance of Trysta Krick.
Oh.
I can't tell what's going on in this little window down here. You're
the
listening to
Patreon.
D'Lo on KC on KIFM West Sacramento 98.5 FM KRXQ HD2 Sacramento ESPN 1320. Always live on the free Odyssey app. What are you shaking your head at?
I'm shaking my head at you.
I'm just look there's just a lot happening in the little box down there. I was like, oh, all right, I see. Okay. Did an act of God happen today?
Yeah. I mean,
I saw your tweet. I was like, what happened?
This whole thing is an act of God. I'm supposed to be, bonjour, au revoir, Damien, cheese, bonjour. But I'm not. I'm in Portland, Oregon. I'm helping Mama Krick out. We're cleaning out the attic right now. We've got a U-Haul truck with ramps on it. We're putting furniture out. We're grabbing bags of baby clothes. I mean, we've loaded like 2,000 pounds of stuff away in the last few days.
And
yeah.
You're just pausing the whole thing to talk to us.
Yeah. My mom was like, what do you think? You think you should do the hit today? And I go, yeah, I do. Not even an act of God is stopping this hit.
Mom was like, I don't care about those little D'Lo and KC friends. We got work to do.
She was like, I can't be out here with you because then they're not ready for Big Mama Peeps yet. They're not ready for me. And I was like, they are not ready for you. They're not ready for you.
On the show.
She's like, because I'm on the phone with the roofer today, which is like 3 weeks away. We're backdated to get the roof done. Roof, gutters, everything. And they're like, it'll be 3 weeks. My mom's like, well, ask him about this. I'm like, oh, do you hear, Jenny? I have an echo. You hear I have an echo back here? So she would be adding to the things that I've been saying right now. You'd be like, what's that? I'm like, it's an echo. It's her.
Hey, you brought up something. You talked about you had the Paris, France, the French accent going on. Is there a Portland, Washington accent at all?
No, it's supposed to be non-regional. We're supposed to have the most American non-regional accent. But as you guys can tell from some of the nostalgia as I've been going through all my childhood, everything.
Tremendous.
Get a better picture in your mind of what little T Krick was living like. So basically what has happened is it's an amalgam of some slang and some hood language, and then just me trying to still figure out a way to have a professional accent on top while the foundation is still very much Little T the rapper with the braids. Yeah. So everyone's like, oh, you sound like you're from New York or the South. It's like, no, it's me suppressing the what's good, fam? It's like really inside,
People on the East Coast, they think like my cousins, they're from Connecticut, New York. They say we in California have an accent. They said, and it sounds a lot like they talk about like LA more than like the Bay Area or something, but they say they always say like, heat 'em, get 'em. And obviously we say hella.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, you got that California accent. I was like, we don't have an accent. Stop.
Well, Too Short definitely has one, and E40 definitely has one. That's that Bay Area. That tell me what to talk.
That's how they talk.
Yeah, that's just them.
That's just them.
That's not really California. That's
them
really
putting on
specific.
extras.
Yeah,
that's just them, and they are so culturally relevant that the sound of them has permeated into a whole like lineage of what people think the Bay sounds like.
Now, core. Yeah. They say we say core and all that, like core. The water, like they
we don't though.
No, we
that's like you guys are doing too much.
No, that's
not,
super extra. Yeah. Like if they had said we said ooh, then it's like all right, like all right, that's what we do. We just ooh, that's fine. That's perfect. That's perfectly fine. Which brings us to the conversation that TK and I were having Saturday morning, out walking Sprout. Normally do.
Well, time out before we get there. T Krick, tell the people I hit you right back on FaceTime. Stop playing with me.
That's not what's out there in
Stop
the
playing
universe.
with me.
I didn't get a call back.
Oh my God.
I'm just thankful Trysta's appearing on this show.
It was less than 3 minutes after the missed call.
What were you doing? I thought it was like
oh.
I thought it was a little, it's your birthday, so you know we about to ride out.
I was changing diapers. That's what I was doing.
I was like, okay, Kenny, get him.
Kenny had his own.
I was like, it's time for another conception.
No, I'm done. I think I'm about to make sure of that.
Oh,
well. I think I'm about to make sure of that.
So, hey, Kenny's off the next couple of days. He
put him on ice.
Snap.
I always say I ain't never gonna do it, but I was like, I don't even want to take no chance.
He's got a vacation coming. You can come here to Portland. I've got some things for you to do. Probably less painful.
No problem.
He's got I got a little ramp. We got some furniture to move.
Oh my God.
Kenny won't even be able to walk, and Trysta trying to get him to load a U-Haul truck.
Here, while you're putting your nuts on ice, let's get you to move this table real fast.
You know, they talk about they got the option of like not putting you to sleep.
Oh, I'm good with that. Yeah, you take me out.
Hell no. Put me on the bed.
Yeah.
Hook me up to the ivy. Just lay me out. Do I need an overnight bag? I'm gonna be here for a while.
Put me out, and if you need to do any of those, I'm over 40 exams. Do it while I'm knocked out.
Exactly.
The whole thing is like what they call it, like you're out within hours and back to having a normal day. And I'm like, no, I'm bringing the overnight bag. Give me the laughing gas. Put the gown on me.
Jazz is gonna like be in their room just taking photos of you. They got you splayed out. They're like putting their whole fist inside, just doing a little.
Oh, Lord.
They're just doing some tests.
Yeah.
She's got that for evidence in case you act up. She's putting that on the internet.
Yo.
Pause. There's like a line right here, and every Tuesday, Trysta just puts both her little feet on the line and decides, am I going to go to this side or am I going to stay over here?
She's a habitual line crosser. Charlie, habitual line crosser.
You guys bring it out.
But
what happened? What was the discussion on Saturday morning?
So she texted me like, and I got to read the text verbatim because it actually like made me stop. Like, wait. I think TK got something right here. She texted me, where does Slick Rick's voice rank to you in the hip hop hierarchy? Now I'm going to repeat the question because she didn't ask about rhyme. She didn't ask about flow. She didn't ask, is he the greatest of all time? She said, where does Slick Rick's voice rank to you in hip hop hierarchy? And I legit stopped and I was like, well, wait. And I'm starting to like examine this because my first inclination is, it's like really high. And then I started going, I was like, man, Slick Rick might be at the top when it comes to just his voice. And when you talk about like a recognizable sound on a record, and then you combine that with the flow and all of that different stuff, you could get to different things. But it started a conversation, TK, of the great hip hop voices of all time.
Yeah, and I think it's hard because there's really great artists that have really iconic voices, but then there's artists who have more iconic voices that are not as good, but so like it can get a little muddled. Like old Snoop is up there, you know, like Gin and Juice Snoop is up there, but then his voice sort of changes through time.
Money,
the and age, right? Your voice sort of changes when you get older. It drops. Like 1992 Snoop's voice is just really iconic. But I was listening to a song that was in a playlist that had Slick Rick on it. That was pretty new, and I was like, "Oh man, Slick Rick's on this!"
Yeah,
I don't even care what he's saying. It just brings me back. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, and I guess it is the voice. I was about to say, you know, the style of rap, but I mean, Slick Rick is up there. I was thinking of Snoop. I think Biggie is that way. I think Pac is that way. I think even somebody like
DMX,
is that way. I put Jeezy on that list. Like,
yeah, you know what? I asked this to Damien in the text thread. Who is the voice? Who has the more iconic voice of the South? Is it Jeezy or Pimp C?
And I said people from the South would probably say Pimp C. Everybody else would say Jeezy.
Well, there's two different. That's also look. I think people in Texas would say Pimp C. I think people in Georgia would say Jeezy. People in Georgia might say Gucci before Jeezy and Pimp C. But to your point, yeah, I think everywhere else would say.
And what about where does Scarface rank in the Texas hierarchy of voices too? Because he's an iconic voice.
He is. He's up there as well. He's one of those guys. I think Wayne, when you hear Wayne, you know,
Short E40 are two guys
Short
that have
E40.
Iconic voices.
Yeah. I think I mean that for the greats, like they all have their distinguishing sound. I think somebody in the stats saying 3 Stacks. I think 3 Stacks has a certain sound, the way he talks. ATL Jowd, well, that's Big Boy. But you know, I mean, like he has that whole Atlanta Southern draw to him and things of that nature. So I think all these guys got it. I think
Who's the newest? Because we got a lot of new school music that kind of sounds the same. You know, there's just like where you're like, is that like who is that? You know, is that 21 or is that like and so who is the most iconic voice that's like new era rap?
I'd have to think about that. I mean,
the
best of the best right now.
Is it Future?
They have their own sound. Like I think Kodak. Like I know Kodak when I hear Kodak.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Cole has a certain sound.
Yep.
These guys. Young Boy, I don't hear Young Boy. Like I know people.
Migos.
Yeah, and even specifically Quavo, Takeoff. Like I know what Quavo sounds like. I know what Takeoff sounds like. I know what Offset sounds like.
Nicki's got a pretty.
Oh, Nicki for sure.
Nicki's got a
Cardi got a sound.
Cardi got a sound.
You know what I mean? So
okay.
Cardi don't have a sound?
No, they kind of sound alike.
No, they do kind of sound alike.
Like Nicki, Cardi, and Megan all kind of sound alike.
No, Cardi has a completely different sound because Cardi has this New
Hers
York,
a little raspier.
New York Latin Bronx. She sounds like the Bronx, like a New York Dominican woman from the Bronx. Like she sounds like that when she raps.
I sound like all of them. Like Al sounds like if you took all of them and just rolled them up, there's Ice Spice.
And with like a down decibel though, like with like just like go down a little
right?
more.
She's a little bit of a whisper. Nicki, you can hear the charismatic nature of Nicki Minaj on every, like I hear Nicki and I was like, oh, that's Nicki. Like that's I don't even have it could be
there's a confidence in Nicki in the voice. Yeah.
Well, Nicki's the best of the bunch. Like Nicki's the one.
She's the greatest woman rapper of all time. You know who actually has a sound? Because it's funny because it's really, really deep. Is Glorilla. Her voice is really deep, and she's like 4.
Oh, we didn't even bring up Debrat. She had a very iconic voice.
I don't know. I think I could hear her voice and I could hear her track, and you just play it, and I don't know who it is. And I might not think Debrat.
Yeah, off of Ladies Night, I feel like on Ladies Night, she like really popped. Maybe it's just that song.
And Left Eye, like if I didn't know anything,
come on,
they sound the same.
You got to go back to your speaker box and replay that.
I'm just bugging out like all of the greats we just made. Yeah, we didn't bring up the Brat. That's just not a part of the conversation. We
were talking about women. We were talking about women rappers.
Okay.
I've been really nostalgic because everybody thinks I'm like, oh, Trista's like must be going through something. It's like, yeah, I'm going through all my old stuff. Like that's what I'm going through. They're like, oh, I'm getting text like, man, you're really nostalgic. Like, no, I haven't been home to Portland for more than like a couple days since college.
What was the hip hop delicate ID badge that you had?
Guys, so it was a pre-canceled Russell Simmons event.
Oh, wow. Well,
like this is 2003.
Oh boy.
And I am
probably should have been canceled by then, just for the record.
Yeah, probably. So I am sitting I am like the only YT person there, obviously. OG1, who's a DJ for the Portland Trailblazers, brought us out to Newark. But like not like Newark No, it was like it was the hood of Newark. We were staying in some, I don't know, some sort of like
Is there any other
complex? Yeah, exactly. So we were delegates for this political action sort of group, but it was hip hop focused, and there was 50 of us, one from each state. And Dead Prez and someone from BET were there as like our advisors. So Dead Prez, they keep calling me Sister Trysta. I was like twisted up, super tan. And I'm like listening to their music, and I'm like, I don't think Dead Prez really would F with me like that. And they're like, what do you think? You think we can get them like in Oregon to agree to reparations? And I'm like, no, I don't. I do not think so. I think we need, as a crew, to sort of like scale back our expectations of what the white man would allow for us. For us.
That is tremendous.
I'm like, why was I invited to this? I felt like I should like just put up my hand and be like, guys, I think I'm here though. I'm in Newark, you know.
Mr. Krick leading the Portland branch of the NAACP.
I'm like, this is like 15 years before Rachel Dolezal, and I'm like,
oh man,
Sister Trysta.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
I love it.
It was like AJ and Free were there.
That's a throwback.
Oh,
didn't it come out not too long ago that AJ's dreads weren't real?
Oh,
well, he had the Mekhi Phifer joints from 8 Mile.
Yo, my best friend, I'm gonna throw her out on the streets right now. I saw my best friend the other day. She came by the house. She's got fake dreads right now. They're definitely weave dreads. And I'm like, last time I saw you, your hair was
now. It's a
dreads
move
are like down to the mid thigh.
Weave dreads?
Absolutely.
Weave dreads. I don't know. I gotta investigate. I'll let you guys know next Tuesday what's happening.
And it's a good look. I like it.
How do you?
I don't know.
How do you weave dreads?
I don't know. I don't know if it's like not. I don't know.
Are we talking braids or dreadlocks?
It's
No, they're dreads. They're dreads. They're not braids.
And absolutely, you do it all the time.
Yeah, they're like knotted in.
That's the move nowadays.
Yeah.
I love the look too. They do a great job with it.
Well, make my appointment. I guess I'm.
I think it's time for us in a bet to have Damien, not me. I can't be involved in the bet.
No.
And I guess Kenny can't be involved in the bet either.
Pino, faux locks. That's what they call them now.
Yeah, faux locks.
We do it all the time.
Faux locks.
Probably,
Okay.
I wouldn't say 90. I'd say,
and maybe Jesse too.
60% of the women that you see on Instagram that look like they have dreads or just have that hairstyle at that time. The faux locks.
Faux locks. They're not ready to go through the whole locks process. I don't think anybody wants to do that work.
Really, when you got faux locks, why would you?
Yeah.
Like I can get the same look, whatever I want.
I just found faux locks on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've been doing that for a minute though. They've been doing that for like the last.
Well,
6,
maybe
7
I'm
years.
more of a trusting person. Like that person has locks, that they went through the process of locks. There are some people who hold that lock journey very sacred. Now
well, listen,
making your way through
Absolutely.
The religious and spiritual aspect of locks. If you have faux locks, clearly you're not on that same wave with it. You know.
You're just trying to
get
get
them for $40.
You about to go to Miami for the weekend. You about to go to Jamaica. You just need the look. Just give me the look. Man. You know what I mean? I'm going on vacation. I don't want to do my hair. You know, I don't have to worry about nothing. I don't necessarily want braids. Just give me the faux locks. I like the look. They do a great job with it nowadays.
Well, yeah, now that I see it, like it's beautiful, but I didn't know we were faking. I didn't know we were faking our way through this. I was trusting these people in their locks journeys.
Now, I will say,
instead they just went to Amazon Prime.
I will say, outside of Jimmy Butler, I don't think guys do that. I think girls do that, routinely. I don't think guys fake their locks.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's why they look so ratty and nasty, and the girls look flawless.
They got some guys.
Man, how are those locks so uniform?
Some guys be looking clean with the locks. They keep them looking fresh.
I ain't seen them in a minute.
What?
But of course, I don't know. They might not be real. I don't know what to believe anymore.
There's guys.
I don't know what to believe.
Keep the locks looking.
The
real
truth
cool.
is just a real muddled place now.
Y'all gonna tell me something about the Easter Bunny any minute? And like, come on, man.
Somewhere, Dead
gracious.
Prez has found out that their hip hop delegate was actually white.
Yeah, we gotta cut this
For
clip and tag
Oregon.
Dead Prez in it. Like, bruh, we need to talk about your
sister Trysta.
I was like, man, maybe sister is like, you know, we're all brothers and sisters, you know.
Well, for the record, it is. A lot of people use that.
Like God's
in
children.
that world, use that term.
You know.
But then
Is
they
there any
ask you to
sports
leave
that
the
we
window
have to
late
talk
and-
about, or are we just kind of out
No,
on
it's
it
July
right now?
25th.
They here for you. We could talk about Jalen Brown.
Well, real quick before we do that,
Is that the most expensive overpay? That's crazy.
can we
That
pay off?
wasn't an overpay.
Well, I want to talk about
60
that.
mil?
No, we could talk about that. I want to talk about that, but you never told us where that picture was, what year it was from.
2003.
What did I say? I said, oh.
Oh, you're talking about. Oh, you're talking about the drill, the
Yeah.
Sacramento one. I think it's 99. I don't know. It was just in it was literally in the middle of a sketchbook.
You
I
threw
was
everybody
drawing-
off because you said Utah didn't make the playoffs that year.
In 2023. Somebody said 2021 or 2022. I was like,
Oh, somebody said it was. I thought you were just saying in general they didn't make the playoffs that year. Oh, okay.
No. I think it was 99. I think it was 99 because there were some 98, 99 like dates. Though it was a sketchbook. I used to just like draw shoes and I guess like fake tagging and like pray for Sacramento. Praying for Sacramento in 98, 99.
That's what's up. She's been with us from day one.
Day one.
Man,
Trysta.
it was written.
Trysta.
It was written, you know. I've met like 6 people in Portland from Sacramento. It's just like it's written. I tell them, hey, you listen to sports? You a sports fan? They're like, yeah. I'm like, you a 1320 fan? They're like, yeah. I'm like, tune in Tuesdays.
Here we go.
Tune in.
Light the beam.
Light the beam.
Light them up. Light them up.
Light the beam.
Yeah, click, click.
Light the beam. Okay, back to Jalen Brown's contract is not an overpay.
over 60 million a year for a man who can't go left.
He still averaged
Cap's going up
27 points a night.
Cap's going up. He's like 50% of the cap though.
No, he's not. That's not
like
even
40% of the
possible.
cap. Was it 143? 143?
Yeah, but that's the percentage for a max player. It's like 36 or 37% or something like that. Like that's what he's gonna get. That's what Jason's gonna get. That's the market.
Celtics are gonna have a real hard time soon.
Yeah, they're gonna have a problem for sure. They better win the championship.
Yeah.
That's ultimately what it boils down to. Is they better win a championship.
That's what Jesse, talking about. He says, they essentially got about 2 years to do this with this group. Like they had 2 years before they got to make a decision on a bunch of different guys, Jalen included.
Now you got to work this Porzingis thing in here too. Like you got to figure out how to play with him, and you lost Marcus.
And you know what? And that's if they got 2 years from now to figure it out, that's about right. Because what it all total, what they've had about that would make them have about 5-6 years of title contention. Yeah, you need to get one in that time. Like that's about the time. So yeah, they got 2 years before. In total, it would have been about 5-6 years. Better get you one.
I heard that Porzingis is really difficult to deal with, like personally.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see how the vibe is. I'm very curious about the vibe. Celtics could go down as a big big time what if story.
Well, what if what though? Like, have they?
I mean, like. You had 2 19-year-olds that were supposed to be like so much time. The window's so big because they peaked so early. And then like you had Marcus who was there as like the culture guy. You bring in Ime. He immediately takes you to the finals. Yeah. And then it's just like all of a sudden like sand underneath your hands, just sort of like it's just gone. That's kind of what I mean.
I always thought they suffer from not having a point guard.
Yeah, they still really don't.
Yeah, that's the issue. And they would always try. I always thought Marcus Smart was a
Coming with me.
There we go. It's all good.
I gotta charge my phone.
Let's go.
The Trysta compound. Look, there's a hoop in the back.
She's a hooper. She's a hooper.
Was it a little rose garden behind you? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the Krick household.
She's a hooper. You already know that. But I always thought they tried to make Marcus Smart a point guard, and I thought he was a shooting guard. And then
but he can't really shoot.
They had like 3 shooting guards out there.
Can't really shoot though. He's like what, a 34% lifetime 3-point shooter.
Yeah, he's a 2-guard in my opinion.
Marcus?
Mhm.
Marcus improved to a 34% 3-point shooter too.
Exactly.
He had a good coach, good
Woo,
teacher.
we're back
Yeah,
like
he
cook
did.
crack, baby. Woo, we're back.
Well, there's a lot going on with your camera right now.
It looks hot
man.
out there, Trysta.
Oh my God.
It is. Just stay back. Just stay back. There you go.
Is
Don't
someone
zoom
holding
in.
your phone while you do this? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I had you posted up on a Gatorade until my phone started zapping out. I do it for you guys. I literally
Who's
just do
holding
it
the
for you.
phone though?
Me, I'm holding it.
Oh, you're holding it. Oh, I
I'm
thought
holding
you
it.
had somebody holding the
A
phone.
Gatorade. I had a Gatorade. It was posted up against a Gatorade.
Your appearances are never boring. You know that, right?
Nah,
like
man,
they're
it's
all
money,
very,
man.
they're all
Money
very
every
exciting.
time.
Usually I would just cancel, but not for you. I'd be like, oh, too much going on. Buffalo tried to get me on today, and I was like, nope, can't.
Do you know we get offended when the Odyssey guy texts us or emails Jesse like, oh, Trysta can't come on today? And we're like, yo, who the hell is this guy?
Yes.
Who the hell is this guy to cancel Trysta's appearance, man? Tell that dude don't email us no more.
And he's like, Damien, send in the StreamYard link anyway, baby. You know what? Trysta will tell me her effing self if she's not going to be on today. It is true. I will. I tell him to cancel everyone, but I know that we're not really canceled. Because then if I say to him, like, but not D'Lo and Casey,
Oh, yeah.
then it's like a thing. I'm like, everyone, wink, wink, everyone.
So let me ask you. We only got a couple of minutes, and you got a lot going on too. We appreciate you always.
She got to get her shots up.
She do. That's my girl Trysta.
There's a deck right next to it too. I had a multi-level like practice facility back here. One was a sort of a deck that definitely needs to get remodeled while I'm here in town and replaced. And then it's like 2 levels. It was like a little driveway, and then it was the deck. So I'd go up on the deck to put up the threes.
Ball is life. Ball is damn life. That's what I'm talking about. We had a question. I don't know if this was on the air or not, but we'll bring it to the air. We said, does James and Dame start the season with their teams right now?
1000% yes. 1000% yes.
The question is, does James and Dame finish the season with their current teams?
I feel like there's a pretty high likelihood with that too.
I think it's definitely happening with Harden's not going anywhere. He's playing in Philadelphia.
Yeah. The IG story that he had was so wild too, because like my boss for the Fan is from Philly. His dad's a Philly legend, Howard Eskin. And he saw James's Instagram story of like ready to get uncomfortable. And he was like, what is he talking about? Like Philadelphia, the DNA is being uncomfortable. We are ready to take this all the way until the wheels fall off. What does he think that this is? We were ready to never trade Ben Simmons.
You think he gonna dog it?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, he absolutely is gonna dog
James
it.
Harden and Daryl Morey.
Nick Nurse is gonna bench him.
Yeah, he's gonna try to play him into getting into shape. He's like, I'm playing you all 48 minutes.
And James is gonna walk up the court for 48 minutes. He's like, you cannot force me to do anything I don't want to do.
He's so I think what's gonna happen is that Daryl Morey and Harden, they're kind of like that relationship, and Daryl getting them back through these like very unethical means, like him dogging it so much. He's finally gonna get to experience it. It's like when you meet a guy and or a girl and they are with someone and you get them, they're like cheating with you.
I think we have frozen Trysta. An official Trysta freeze. We had a Trysta freeze, first time in history. A Trysta freeze. We got her.
DoorDash. The DoorDash called while I was on the phone. Let me turn it on Do Not Disturb.
No.
Potbellies.
Okay. Go ahead. Continue with your cheating partner analogy.
All right. So it's like you meet someone at the club or whatever, and you get into a relationship, but they're already in one. They've been married and they're in an unhappy thing. And then you end up marrying that person. They leave their ex, they leave their wife, they leave their husband, whatever. You get with them, and then you're like shocked that they would do the same thing to you. That's like what's happening with Daryl Morey right now. He's like, oh, me and James, we've been together for so long. And it's like, yeah, but he's been dogging it to get back with you. this whole time. You didn't think it was ever going to happen to you? It's happening to you now.
Sorry, Daryl.
Sorry. It's rough out here on these streets.
This was probably top 3 appearance of all time.
I really was.
Top 3, not
really
3.
was.
We're talking 2 or 1 here at this point. Go
The
back
one
to
where I slid down in the chair with Kyle, that's got to be still one, I think.
Oh, that's the one. That was
the eyeball waterfall. Yeah, I think that's got to be number 1.
There was some.
Yeah.
I believe, was that the birth of
I think
Light
I
the
cussed
Bean,
accidentally.
Well, you did that.
Baby.
Yeah,
and
you
then
did
she
that.
had her track. She had her own track. The King's Drake bars.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that one of your hardcore followers was one of the founding members of Living Legends, which was an absolute fire group that I grew up listening to.
What was the name of the group?
Living Legends.
Who's the person?
I think his name's I'll tag you.
Okay. I didn't know. You didn't know.
I didn't know. Yeah, Love, something to Love. Anyway, he's a Sacramento fan. He's must be with our Dubs. He's living in Oakland. I don't know.
Our Dubs. Well,
our Dubs. Sad times for our Dubs.
Well,
great times. We get to bring everybody back.
Yeah, running it back.
We get to bring everybody. Draymond's back.
Yeah. Championship aspirations still on.
If this Saudi investment firm is real, they'll offer Draymond a bag and let him go play in Saudi like he.
Draymond got a decision to make.
By the way, really fast. LeBron had a bad yesterday. Like a bad yesterday. Number 1, saying age is just a number to Karl Malone on his Instagram. That was strike
good.
1.
Not
Wanting
good.
to go play for Saudi was strike 2.
Probably not good either.
Yeah. Someone needs to just, and you know what? It's a rule of 3s.
Well, thank God Bronny's okay.
Thank God Bronny's okay.
Yeah, thank God Bronny's okay. Okay, go
he
get
might
back
not
to
play basketball again, huh?
You know, I can't lie. I
thought about it too.
I thought about that this morning. Like, oh, that's that. Again, one of the things we talk is I just can't imagine what that call was like. In a family full of athletes, like and that's a terrible thing to think, but that was one of the. I definitely thought of that this morning, and I don't think that's outside the realm of possibility at all.
There hasn't been that many people who have had cardiac arrest to come back and play the sport. There's only been a few. I hope he's fine, and I hope it was just a one-time thing, but that's definitely not out of the realm of.
Is that what Sharif had? Sharif O'Neal, and he's back.
I think that's what happened to Sharif.
Yeah, it's just. But you're right, Tristan. That's probably the only person I could think of.
I mean, DeMar's playing football.
I think there's 3, but he got hit. Right. So one was cardiac arrest based on impact. This was based on heart.
We don't know. We don't. Yeah, we don't know what it was based on. Like Hank Gathers had an illness. Reggie, I think, had the same illness.
Right.
We don't know what happened to Bronny yesterday.
Yep. We'll find out more. Prayers up to Bronny, though.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed.
Prayers up to me. I've got so many boxes to go through.
All right, we'll go get to those boxes. Yeah, we'll be following on Twitter for sure. The sister Trista's nostalgia trip.
And thank you for calling me on my birthday, Trysta. Even if I missed you.
Even if you were bucket naked.
All right, tell Mama Krick we said hi.
I will. I'm sure she's watching on YouTube right now.
Oh well, I'm Mama Krick.
Mama Krick.
All right, see you guys.